Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, my name is Jim. This morning I was watching, or I got an advertisement or whatever on Facebook from John Gallen down at Whiteface Ford in Hereford, Texas. John was talking about the fact that these have so many computers, literally have to run all the time. They never shut off. They're on 24/7. You really can't turn them off. That if your trucks sit for maybe even a week, depending on how good your batteries are, they may be run down when you go to get in the truck to start it up. This is a common problem. I actually, when our truck here, which is a 24 F550, it had 1,000 miles on it. And it sat on my driveway for about a week and a half. And I went out to start it up, batteries were dead. John has done a pretty good job. I don't know if I can link his, I'm going to call it advertisement or commercial to this video, but if I can, I'll try. But John does a pretty good job of explaining this is a common problem, and I know when I talked to my Ford dealer, they confirmed they have the exact same problem. So you picture these brand new trucks coming off from the trailers from the manufacturer, and they sit out in the lot. When they go out to start them up, they've been sitting out there for a while and the batteries are dead. We can't really do a lot about that. And what's interesting about this, I've never understood, is this just trucks? Does this affect cars too? I don't, and I don't have an answer. I don't know. I'm sure if you're a dealer out there or work at a dealership, you probably could chime in and let us know. But I do know that the trucks, and I think I'm speaking for all three manufacturers, have these problems. What do you do about that? With us, we're full-time travelers, and most of the time we're down here, we'll say in the lower 48. Starting next year, we're up in Canada, and we're in northern Canada. We're at the Arctic Ocean. We're going to be up in northern Quebec. Long ways from other people, quite honestly. Certainly not near any Ford dealer. Now, I do have one of those big no-code jump packs, I think is what they call them. So I carry that. I always make sure that's charged. But it's still a nuisance. What do you do about this? Well, here's what I did. And I thought this video would be a great thing to show you all, give you some ideas. Maybe you can apply this or something similar in your situation. And if you're a full-time traveler like me, I really recommend you do something like this. Our camper's on our rig all the time, and it doesn't come off. I mean, we could take it off, but it doesn't come off. We leave it on. We live in this thing full time. All right, so down here, get that out of the way, I've got a Noco, I think it's called a Genesis 5, that is mounted in my bumper. And as you can see, I hope you can see anyway, you can see 3 red lights, a white light, and a green light. The white light is telling me that the unit knows that I have AGM batteries in my truck. And the green light's basically telling me my batteries are fully charged. So when I first installed this thing, what I did was I had it mounted there, like we just talked, in the bumper. And then over here is the cord for it, right here. And I had an extension cord. I hardwired it to my, what I call the starter battery. Now, if you own one of these Ford trucks, the battery on the passenger side is what we call the starter battery. And the reason why is because the lead from it down to your starter is the shorter of the 2 leads. In other words, there's a lead that runs from the battery on the driver's side over to the passenger side. If you're going to jump start your vehicle, you always want to jump start it on the passenger side battery because that has the shortest distance to your starter from the battery. When I hook up this guy, and when I say this guy, I'm talking about the Noco Genius 5 or whatever they call it, it's hardwired up there to the positive and the negative terminals of the battery, right directly to the battery terminals. Hardwired, it's got a fuse. It comes with the fuse already, so I put some terminals on it, And I actually, now that I think about it, I think it comes with a set of wires with the terminals. But anyway, it's hardwired onto my battery. Then this is the, down here, this is the 120 volt plug right here. And what I did was I would take, every time we parked, I'd run an extension cord from the front of my truck around to the back. I'll show you in just a minute. And plug into the back of my camper. My camper got a 120 volt outlet in the back, and I'd plug that guy in, keeps my battery charged up. And, you know, it didn't take long before I got tired of pulling the extension cord all the time. So then I decided, let's go another route. And I'm not going to lie, I used the same extension cord, and I ran it from the front of the truck, and then it goes through here, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute, what's going on when it's in there. And then it runs all the way back here, and I'll take you back here to the back of my truck. I've got it, as you can see, it's plugged in right now. This is the 120 volt outlet. That guy's plugged in. The camper can come off the truck, but the only way that I'm going to take that off the truck is if I need some maintenance issues or whatever. Otherwise, camper lives on the truck all the time. But in literally a minute or so, I can snap two tie wraps, and then that cable comes down out of the way, and then I can take the camper right off the truck. The cable actually stays with the truck. So, and I did try to use good, decent quality wire loom on this cable. There's one spot that I worried a little bit about. I'm going to point right at it, and you kind of see it's shiny. And it comes out some shiny over here. What I did there was I put that cable into some high temperature wire loom, and got that off of Amazon. And I'll see if I can put a link in the video on that also here somewhere. That protects that cable because we are running kind of close to the engine, so I didn't want to take any chances. So that completely solved my problem with the batteries running down on the truck. So at the minute that I park this truck, I plug in my battery tender, and it stays plugged in until we're ready to hit the road. And that has solved that problem. Now, if you watch this advertisement, or I'm going to say it's an advertisement, but it's really a little video. John does a lot of videos on Ford trucks. One of the things that he talks about, where he talks about this battery issue, is how Ford is trying to figure out how to solve the problem. The gist that I get is that, I'm sure you're all thinking the same thing I am, just turn the computers off. And then when you start the truck, computers can come back on. But from what I understand, unfortunately, they don't work that way anymore. And so the main body control module on these trucks has to stay powered up all the time. If you kill the power to it, if you come out and turn the key to start your truck, your engine wants to start, but the body control module has got to, it's got to get all of its stuff going before it's really ready for you to have a truck running. And as a result, that can throw codes and cause problems. I don't like all this nanny stuff. Just don't, but we don't have any control over that. At least I don't. And I'm not going to go out and build a vehicle, you know, and quite honestly, while I loved vehicles back in the 70s, I really have no desire to drive one of them all the time wherever I'm going. And I'm not far from 70,000 miles on this truck now. It's a 2024. And all I've done is just basic maintenance on it. It's been a very, very good truck. I've been very happy with it. Getting off track. Just wanted to show you this video. If you got any questions, throw me an email. I'll throw some links in here somewhere to some of these products. If you're interested, you know, I mean, I don't make a dime. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't even monetize my channel. So I'm not making any money off any of this. I like to share what I do with people and give them some ideas. So if you've got a truck camper, I don't know, maybe it'll work for other things too, but truck camper, this is great. I don't need a battery running down on the truck and not being able to start my truck if I'm sitting up in the Arctic somewhere. So this is what I did. Maybe you got another idea. Feel free to share it. But this is what I did, and I thought while I was thinking about it, I would throw a quick little video together and share it with all of you. So that's what I got on this subject. And if, you know, if I help you out, that would be fantastic. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on another video.